Morning, everybody. Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Fernando Guggen.
All right, Mr. Guillen, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of unlawful flight from law enforcement. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you right now. The state is asking for a $10,000 bond plus pretrial services, and he's got a hold, GIPS hold. Did defense want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, given the GIPS hold, we would ask that you impose a $1,000 bond for time credit. This is flight's a nonviolent offense. He does have positive with his cousin. Was attending Pueblo. He went to school yesterday. I know he's not going to get out regardless. We would ask just a $1,000 bond for time credit, given the charge.
I'm going to order a $5,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. I'm ordering, sir, that you do not drive. No firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. You understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Yes, no, Serrano.
Mr. Serrano, I am seeing you this morning on charges of armed robbery and aggravated robbery. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you for today's hearing. The state is asking for a $25,000 bond plus pretrial services. And is he currently no bond on a superior court hold? Or is
Yes,
this?
Your Honor, that's a probation violation warrant, so he's going to stay in the jail regardless.
It's not juvenile, it's adult?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So what's defense's position?
Your Honor, given the hold, we would ask the court impose a lower bond for time credit. Thank you.
I'm going to impose the $25,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Ordering no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. You understand, sir?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you're excused.
Your Honor, for Nathaniel Malady, he refused to come to court today.
All right, we'll continue him to tonight.
Thank you.
No, can I see a look at the list? There's no Spanish speakers, right?
There's actually one.
Oh, who?
But it's a
Oh, okay.
Your Honor, this is court interpreter Pedro Davis. Apparently there's a person by the name of Jose Mata who needs an interpreter. I don't see the list. I don't have the list. How far?
That's number 5 on the misdemeanors. I can ask them if they can go ahead and do.
He's going to be up in within a few people. Thank you. Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please? Mr. Hammonds, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. Looks like you've got new charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and consuming liquor by a minor. And then you've got a probation violation warrant out of city court. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to read to you the probation petition to revoke. Oh, it looks like you already seen on this. Let's see. He did, because he didn't show up. He bonded out. You bonded out and then you didn't go to court. But he was already arrested. Yeah, that's different. This is your city court probation case. All right. So on that matter, I'm going to order that you be held on a $2,500 cash bond. I will reappoint Mr. Grinkowicz as your attorney. And you'll have a video review on November 13th at 1:30. But if you post that bond, you need to be in court on that date and time, or that bond will likely be forfeited and another warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask what the disorderly conduct was about? Because I don't have a recollection of last night at all.
Okay, so that's different. That's the new matter that you have out of Green Valley. I'll just read to you. I don't want you to say anything, but I'll read to you what this probable cause statement says. It says that police responded to this address on Domnich Drive due to a male and female arguing. Upon arrival, it was discovered that the male subject, Troy Hammonds, was being very loud and disruptive inside the residence, disturbing the peace of his mother, Audrey Hammonds. Troy was also arrested for consuming liquor while being a minor because he showed signs and symptoms of impairment, as well as his mother informing deputies he had been drinking. Let's see if pretrial services spoke with your mother. They did not.
All right.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna set release conditions in this case now as well. I do see that you've got other cases involving your mother as the victim. I'm gonna order on this Green Valley case a $1,500 cash or secured bond. Order no further acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And you will be seen, if you're in custody, by video on November 7th at 8:30 in the morning. If you do post that bond, you would need to be in Green Valley Court as well. So to be clear, you've got two courts. You've got stuff going on in Green Valley, and you've got probation in city court. Let's see, let me appoint an attorney for you in Green Valley. Do you know if you've had an attorney in Green Valley before?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you in Green Valley. All right, sir, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
All the way up.
Tú eres adentro, ¿sabes?
Hay un traductor en línea. Pedro, this is Mr. Mata.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Hola, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre completo, por favor?
José Enrique Mata.
José Enrique Mata.
Mr. Mata, I am seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters.
Señor Mata, estamos viéndolo aquí esta mañana por algunos asuntos distintos.
You have new charges of DUI, failure to stop for a police officer, and failure to produce evidence of financial responsibility.
Se encuentra usted detenido bajo acusaciones nuevas de ebrio, de no detenerse ante intervención policial y de no presentar comprobantes de solvencia fiscal.
You
Creo
also,
que ese es.
you also have,
Este,
sir, this isn't the time to talk. Let me just finish, okay?
no es el momento de hablar. Déjeme hablar.
You also have a warrant out of justice court for a 2018 case for failure to stop your vehicle at the scene of an accident.
También tiene una detención de no detenerse ante las autoridades de orden público después de un accidente automovilístico.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. What I'm going to do, sir, on your new, actually, since these are both justice court cases, I'm going to order a concurrent bond.
Bueno, señor, lo que voy a hacer es que en vista de que los dos cargos originan del juzgado de paz, voy a poner una fianza que cubra los dos casos.
That'll be a $1,500 cash or secured bond.
Será una fianza por la cantidad de 1,500, ya sea en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
I will appoint Carlos Betancourt to represent you.
Voy a asignar al abogado de oficio Carlos Betancourt para que lo defienda.
If you post that bond, I'm ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Si logra depositar la fianza y sale, no voy a permitir o lo voy a prohibir que no maneje sin licencia vigente y tampoco de tener en su poder posesión alcohol o droga ilícita.
You're going to have a hearing if you're still in custody by video on Monday at 1:00 in the afternoon.
Si sigue detenido, habrá una audiencia por video el día lunes a la 1 de la tarde.
If you do post that bond, you need to be in Pima County Justice Court on Monday at 1:00 or warrants will issue for your arrest.
Si logra depositar fianza y sale libre, debe presentarse usted el día lunes en el juzgado de paz del condado Pima County Justice Court a la 1 de la tarde. Si no se presenta ese día a esa hora, se emite orden por detención de nuevo.
You understand all of that, sir?
¿Entiende todo lo que digo, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you are excused.
Gracias. Puede retirarse.
Tenía una pregunta.
I had a question.
1 second, let me confirm what his question is.
Thank you.
Espere, por favor.
And Your Honor, he just had a question about whether or not he was going to have an attorney. I told him that Carlos Betancourt would be here as attorney in justice court, and that his phone number would be on the paperwork that he got for that he got after court.
That's correct.
Yeah, confirm. Okay.
Está. Ok.
Okay.
Ya me puedo levantar.
See, and he's done, you can go back to the pit, right?
¿Cómo se llama?
Yeah, about it or something.
Thank
Harper.
you. Thank you, counsel. And thanks, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Yes, please. No, because it is juvenile. Yeah. Yeah, they were saying that it was an adult, but I only saw juvenile. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Hakeem Jamal Harper.
Mr. Harper, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You have new charges of criminal trespass and resisting arrest, and then you also have a warrant out of Justice Court for also resisting arrest and a DUI from February 22nd of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, where are you living right now?
I just got a 3-bedroom apartment at the Kino del Villa. Damn, am I saying that right? Villa del Kino Apartments.
All right. Are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you working?
I work at Superior. It's a construction site. We stucco houses and apartments.
All right. All right, so if I give you a new court date for these matters in justice court, are you going to get there?
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
All right, it looks like Janet Altschuler was already appointed to represent you. Your hearing is going to be November 15th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in justice court, ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And let me make sure that's the same court date.
Your Honor, just so that the court is aware, he does have Superior Court home as well.
Okay.
I know I participated with them for 1.5 years and no problems going to Superior Court. So I have no idea what that's about.
All right. So I can't do anything about that. Because that's not in front of me today. You'll be seen in Superior Court separately for that. You're being held without bond, yeah, for a failure to appear. I'm going to still order that you be released on these charges so that when you get to Superior Court, if they release you on that, then this won't be holding you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that.
All right. So November 15th is your court date. If you do end up getting released, you need to make sure that you get there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're excused, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Daniel?
Yes. Oh, I think it copied it over for me. So they ended up being the same. You'll fix it? Okay, that'd be great. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Norris Michael Keeney.
Mr. Keemley, I'm seeing you this morning for a few different matters. You've got warrants out of Justice Court for shoplifting from August 22nd of this year. And then you've got some cases out of Tucson City Court as well. It's like criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, prescription drugs from April 5th of this year, and then a couple of 2023 cases involving paraphernalia, and paraphernalia. And then warrants issued when you have failed to appear in court. Where are you living right now, sir?
I just got started staying with my little brother and started looking for a job right now. So the reason I didn't appear before is because I didn't have a place to stay. I
Okay.
couldn't really keep track of it, but
All right. Well, that's good. I'm going to give you a shot to make it, one more shot to make it to these court dates. I'm going to give you 2 different court dates, okay?
okay.
All right. So on the city court matters, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there. That date is December 2nd at 2:30. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it.
Okay.
And then on this justice court case, I'm also going to order release on your promise to appear there. That court date is November 25th at 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
All right, sir? You got to get to these
Yes,
court
ma'am.
dates. But
Okay.
it's good that you don't have any new charges. So keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
All right. Thank you.
Kelly?
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Zachary Thomas Kelly.
Mr. Kelly, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, the police say that they arrested you at a place that they told you you're not allowed to be at just a couple of days ago. Do you understand now? You can't go back there?
I do understand.
If you're without housing, there are resources that you can reach out to. Unfortunately, we're here on the weekend and the transition center isn't open today, so I can't send you there, but check out the Gospel Rescue Mission or somewhere else, but you can't continue to be down in the tunnels. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you have housing right now?
I was supposed to get housing when I was released on pretrial. I was ordered by you, I believe, and if they was part of the package, and then they messed me off. I went down to the place I was supposed to go to. I was supposed to do everything. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I got turned away.
What do you mean you got turned away?
I got turned away. I got told I didn't qualify, that they weren't going to help me.
I'm sorry to hear
There's
that.
nothing that they could do. I was ordered to do it. I was told I had a voucher available in the writing, and I went to the exact place. I went everywhere I was supposed to go, and I don't have anywhere else to go.
I'm sorry to hear that, and I wish that there was more that I could do to help you with that. I really do. So what do you want me to do today? You don't want to stay in custody, do you?
Well, obviously not.
Okay. Right. I just don't want to send you back and have you go back to the tunnel and get arrested again. But I wish that there were more resources out there. That's my recommendation, is to check out the Gospel Rescue Mission, okay? So
I appreciate it.
I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And I'm ordering that you not return to the incident location. And your hearing date is November 25th at 8:30. All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Okay.
Sir, can I get your full name?
Jake Allen McKay.
Okay, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new charge of driving on a suspended license, and then you've got some very old warrants out of city court. that we will deal with next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So, sir, on the one hand, these are, like I said, they're very, very old, 2016, 2017 warrants. And so that says to me, it looks like you haven't been arrested on these since 2017. So that,
I've tried to be.
yeah, so things have been going okay, except now you're driving on a suspended license. So you can't do that. All right.
I'm sorry.
Right. But are you living at this Pantano address?
That is actually my old address to my
Okay.
mom's apartment. I currently kind of reside in Phoenix, but I'm slowly transitioning to move down here to my girlfriend's.
Okay.
Long story short, I got kicked out of my dad's about 2 weeks ago. So I came down here to come back to, well, what I know of is Tucson. Met my high school sweetheart, and I've been helping her out the past 2 weeks trying to get my life together.
Okay. So you're going to be staying with her if I release you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're going to get to these hearing dates. I'm going to give you 2 different hearing dates because this new charge is being handled in Green Valley. The other cases you need to go to city court for, okay?
Heard.
All right, so on the new charge, I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear. I'm ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license. And you need to be in Green Valley Justice Court on November 7th at 8:30. You're going to get paperwork with this information on it.
Thank you so much. I'm very forgetful.
And then on these old city court cases, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there. That hearing is going to be December 2nd at 2:30 in the afternoon. Okay?
And then I did have a quick question, if I may ask. I was told to maybe ask somebody of higher officiality to help me figure this out. So I've been struggling the past year and change to get my license back. My stepmom owns the Southwest Motor Vehicle Department here in the DMV. So I've been back and forth between her and actual DMV and the court itself. And I keep getting sent between the DMV and the courts, and no one can figure out what I can do to get my license back.
That is unfortunately something that I can't help you with today, but maybe when you get to court, I would think that this new charge of driving on a suspended license is going to be a hiccup in you getting it back. So so that's going to be the priority right now, is for you to get to court and deal with this, and then DMV will be able to help you from there. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Have a great rest of your day, man.
Thomas.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Yeah, Michelle Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of criminal trespass. One of them is a domestic violence offense. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look over your paperwork. So, ma'am, I'm inclined to release you today, but I want to be sure that you are very clear that you are to have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, who I don't have a name, or here we go, Spencer. You're to have no contact of any kind at this time with him. That's going to be my order. So you can't go to his residence. You can't call him on the phone, text him, email him, get in touch with him in any way. He does not want to have contact with you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
He did not object to your release, but he was clear that he does not want to have contact.
Okay.
Right? So I am ordering that you be released on your promise to appear in court. Ordering no contact with Spencer Sullivan. Do not go to his residence or workplace or contact him in any other way. You need to be in Marana City Court on November 20th at 10 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Davina,
Thank you. Right here.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Gino Avina?
Mr. Avina, I am seeing you this morning on a charge of domestic violence assault. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, your stepdad or dad. He said that he does not object to your release from custody, that you're welcome to return home. He wants to have contact with you. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 26th at 9:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand, sir? You're going to get paperwork with that information on it. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Can I ask a quick question?
You may.
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Ask the attorney.
I'm sorry, did you appoint an attorney for him or no?
And no, that'll probably happen at your hearing.
And, Your Honor, he was just asking about how to get police reports. I let him know how to get it through his attorney, or I believe at city court, he can go directly speak with the
Sorry.
prosecutor to get all that stuff.
Thank you. Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Miss Chartrand.
Ms. Chartrand, I'm seeing you this morning on, looks like they're all warrants. You've got 9 warrants out of Tucson City Court involving criminal trespass, reckless burning, drug paraphernalia, and multiple charges of drug paraphernalia and criminal trespass. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Ma'am, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You'll be seen by video if you're still in custody on November 4th at 1:45 in the afternoon with Judge Blue in mental health court. If you post that bond, you need to be in city court on that date and time, or warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, ma'am?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
The whole thing?
I didn't hear, what you said,
You have,
At the-
you have 9 warrants for your arrest because you haven't been going to court, 9 out of Tucson City Court. And so I'm holding you on a $500 cash bond. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. And if you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on November 4th at 1:45 in mental health court. If you post that bond, you would need to be in Tucson City Court on that date and time, or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
and how many days until that is? November 4th,
It's about 8 days away, about a week.
not this coming Monday, but next Monday. Okay, we'll wait on, figure out, yes, you can use the phone and you can also use the phone to back into housing if you get a tablet. You can use the phone here. I don't know how to use the tablet, so ask CEO, did you get 1 free phone call a week? So you should get a free phone call from the pit and a free phone call every Sunday. May I ask, when I got
the 9? Because I was never told about 9 of them.
All right, well, you're gonna go to court in a week and the judge is gonna give you more information about that. That's all for today, ma'am. You're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Federico Jesus Espinosa.
Mr. Espinosa, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of assault and disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You do have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense, and you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, where are you living right now?
On 1346 North Stone.
Is that where you were arrested?
It was around in that area. Yes, ma'am.
So is 1346 North Stone, is that an apartment?
Yeah.
But where you were arrested was not at that apartment complex?
No, ma'am.
It sounds like maybe it was a hotel?
I believe so. I really can't remember too much.
Yeah,
Don't say
okay, don't say anything else. All right, I'm gonna order, sir, that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And I'm ordering that you not return to that address. The police put it on here as 1300 North Stone. So you can't go back there. And no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 26th at 9:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand that? You're going to get paperwork with that information on it.
And Your Honor, are you able to clarify who the alleged victim is?
I don't think it says. The interim complaint says that, I'll just read it to you. It says that what's that?
I'm sorry, I was telling you I was going to mute him just out of, but it's a caution while you read.
Okay, thank you. So sir, the interim complaint says that on last night that a witness contacted front desk staff, advised a male was banging on her door. The victim came out and instructed him to leave the area. He charged the victim and pushed him on the ground. Once on the ground, he punched, kicked, and threw a rock at him. So that's all the information that I have. So best I can tell you is don't go back there. Okay? All right, your excuse, sir.
Next, go.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Devin K. Evans.
Mr. Evans, I'm seeing you this morning on new charges of DUI and drug paraphernalia. And then you also have a warrant out of city court for a criminal trespass. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You are ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss those hearings, they can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. Sir, on these charges, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. If you post that bond, I'm ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You'll be seen by video on November 5th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you post that bond, sir, come on.
Yes.
If you
I'm
post
sorry.
the bond, you need to be in Tucson City Court on on December 2nd at 10 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get information, paperwork with all of that information on it. And city public defender is appointed. So if you have questions, you can call them. Your excuse, sir.
Daniel, this way. Oh, seriously.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
I don't feel man with you.
Mr. Manuel, you're being seen this morning on new charges of drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You have the right to attend all of your hearings. If you miss any of your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I'm entering pleas of not guilty for you at this time. Sir, you're being held right now on a hold by the U.S. Marshals. I believe that you're on probation with them, and so I would expect that they are going to come and pick you up. As to this matter, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in Tucson City Court, and I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. If you are still in custody, you'll have a non-transport review on November 26th at 2:30. If you end up out of custody on both of these matters or on your U.S. Marshals matter, then you need to be in Tucson City Court on that date and time, and you're going to get paperwork with that information on it. You understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Brian Robert McClure.
Mr. McClure, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of failure to comply with a court order. It's a domestic violence offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss any of your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, as to this charge, I'm inclined to release you on your promise to appear, but I want to make sure it's clear. There was an order of protection that was filed by the alleged victim in this case, and it sounds to me like you've been mutually hanging out, that's maybe something she wants to do. But as long as that order is in place, you cannot have contact with her. Do you understand that?
Yes, it's been dropped.
It has, as of today, it's been dropped. So want to make, I want to make sure that I want to make sure that you're clear about that, because let me tell you what information the pretrial services says. It says that it doesn't expire until July 25th of next year. It doesn't say anything in here about it being dismissed. So before you spend time with her and get in contact with her, you need to make sure that that is actually dismissed, okay? All right. So I am ordering that you be released on your promise to appear in court. That is going to be in front of Judge Million in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 1:30. If you don't go to that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Bye.
Give me just a moment, ma'am. All right, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Vanity Vice.
Ms. Dias, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of assault and disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss those hearings, they can proceed in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial, and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand all of that? All right. So, ma'am, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. Pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, your mother. So I don't know what her position is as far as whether or not she wants to have contact with you. So what I'm going to tell you is if you do have contact with her and she doesn't want to, because she's the alleged victim here, you have to end that contact if she does not want to have it. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. I'm ordering, ma'am, also that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. You're going to be seen by Judge Hale in Tucson City Court on December 2nd at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you don't get to that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
That,
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Jordan Ellis Edward Vance Ivy.
Mr. Vance Ivy, I am seeing you this morning on a couple of matters. You've got a new charge of disorderly conduct, domestic violence, and then you've got a warrant. No, you don't, or it looks like you just had the warrant quashed. You were just in city court, right? A couple weeks ago? Okay, all right,
Yep.
great. All right, on the new charge, sir, I will enter a plea of not guilty and advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. And you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss any of those hearings, warrants can issue for your arrest. They can go forward in your absence. And if you are convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. All right, sir. Pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, your mother. She said that she does not object to your release. She does want to have contact with you and that you are welcome to return home. So given that, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And given the fact that you were just in court a few weeks ago, that's a good sign. And we're going to vacate, you were given a court date when you were there of November 4th. We're going to vacate that hearing and now we're going to consolidate these two cases and give you one court date with Judge Verena in December. So that's going to be December 9th at 9:30 in the morning. So that's the hearing you need to get to now. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Appreciate you.
Ramirez. Ramirez. Yeah, go down the steps up the ramp.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Travis William Ramirez.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, I'm seeing you this morning on some warrants. You've got a warrant out of Superior Court for narcotic drug violation, drug paraphernalia violation from June 15th of 2023. And then you've got warrants out of Tucson City Court. We will deal with those next. All right, and pretrial services says that you had been previously released to them back when you were arrested on these felony charges and did not maintain contact with them. What I'm going to do, sir, is I'm going to order a $500 cash or security. Yes,
Could I be heard briefly?
sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This warrant is from now over a year ago, and it appears that all of the city court warrants that he has pending are also from 2022 or 2023. Back in July of 2023, Mr. Ramirez was homeless. He's no longer homeless. He does have a stable place to reside. He's employed, and he does have a phone where he will be able to check in pre-trial. His only prior felony arrest was in 2014, also for personal drug possession. And all the cases that are pending are in city court or nonviolent. Property offenses, I think the quote unquote worst one would be knowingly defacing a political sign. I understand that he has been on warrant status for a very long time, but given the fact that he is now employed, he has he's in an incredibly good place in life. It sounds like he told me before court. And the fact that these are all almost a year and a half old, we would ask you give him one opportunity on pre-trial to come to these hearings out of custody. Thank you.
What's your current address, sir?
6335 North Barcelona Lane, number 723, Tucson, Arizona 85704, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to give you a shot.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm going to order that you be released to the third party supervision of pretrial services on this on the felony charges. So you're going to need to get in contact with them when you get released, monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Public defender is appointed, and we already have an arraignment scheduled for you for this next week, Friday, November 1st at 1:30. That's going to be in front of me. If you do not go to that hearing, I am very likely going to issue a warrant, and you won't very likely not be released again. So get in touch with pretrial, get in touch with your attorney at the public defender's office, and then be in court with me on Friday at 1:30. And then I'm going to give you city court date as well. I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear there. That hearing will be December 3rd at 9:30 in the morning. All right,
Okay.
sir?
Thank you, Nora.
All right, I'll see you on Friday.
Call pre-trial first thing Monday.
Okay.
Call your attorney, say Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
We have to be Superior Court November 1st, 1:30, City Court December 3rd, 9:30. You'll get court paperwork about that. If you're ever confused about where to be and when, call your attorney or call pre-trial, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, on the next one, that it's a JP warrant, I could provide the factual allegations so the court's aware.
Yes, thank you. Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Roger De Rios II.
Mr. Rios, I am seeing you this morning because you have a warrant for felony charges involving burglary in the first degree, aggravated assault with serious physical injury, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. Those are allegations from September 14th of this year. The state is asking for a $100,000 bond. That's the amount that was on the warrant. And because we don't have the interim complaint on this, the state is going to fill us in on what the allegations are.
So in a nutshell, Your Honor, the victim is at home. He has a roommate who's asleep. The defendant, who's unknown to them, goes into the house. The defendant injures the victim, causing puncture and slash wounds to the head, neck, clavicle, torso, and arm. Apparently he fled the scene, and the reason he was able to be tied to the incident is because the defendant himself had, I believe, injuries and DNA, rapid DNA, I believe, linked him to the incident.
Okay, thank you. And defense?
Your Honor, we would ask you to consider release or a significantly lower bond. Mr. Rios's only prior felony arrests are for drug possession and escape. Given that, and it also does not appear he's ever been previously arrested on this warrant, so he didn't have a chance to appear to address these charges out of custody. Given that, we would ask that you release him to pretrial or impose a significantly lower.
I'm going to order the $100,000 bond. That'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial. If that bond is posted, no contact with any victims, don't return to the incident location, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. So you should be hearing from your attorney soon. You are excused.
What's your attorney's number, but they should be able to see it early Tuesday and Wednesday, okay?
Yes.
Carl. Carl. Carl.
So we have a probable cause statement. If you can possibly find it for Toro or this 1014 charge. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Don Toro.
Okay, I am seeing you this morning on new charges of assault and theft, shoplifting. And then you also have charges from October 14th of this year, criminal damage, assault, disorderly conduct, 3 counts of disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You are ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss those hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. On these charges, I am going to order that you be held on a $1,500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you do not return to the incident location and you have no contact of any kind with any of the victims. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs and no firearms or weapons. If you're still in custody, you will be seen by video on November 5th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to bond out, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on November 12th at 9:30 in the morning. You understand all of that?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused. Oh, this is the new one. There was one, that's the only one. Okay.
Hello,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Nicholas Hager Williams.
Mr. Williams, I'm seeing you this morning because you've got many warrants out of Tucson City Court. That involve disorderly conduct, criminal nuisance, criminal trespass, indecent exposure, criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, etc. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm gonna put him in mental health court. Yeah. Okay, great. So, sir, I'm gonna order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. And you'll be seen by Judge Blue in mental health court on November 4th, did you say? November 4th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to post that bond, you would need to get to city court on that date and time. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused, sir.
What was the disorderly conduct about?
You're gonna need to talk to Judge Blue about that when you see him, okay?
All right, thank you.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Mr. Camacho, I'm seeing you because you've got a warrant out of Superior Court for charges of burglary tools, burglary in the second degree, and criminal damage. Those are allegations from June 24th of this year. I know that you told pretrial services that you were not aware that that warrant had issued, and it looks like this was a situation where they mailed you a summons. So the state is okay with you being released to pretrial services. All right. So that's going to be my order. You need to check in with them when you get out. Ordering
Okay.
monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and do not return to the incident location. And you've got a court date on Friday, this Friday, November 1st at 1:30 in Superior Court. That's going to be with me. If you don't go to that hearing, I am very likely going to issue a warrant and you will likely be held at that point. All right. So you need to get to court, Superior Court on Friday, the 1st. That's this Friday at 1:30. Okay.
Good.
All right. Your excuse, sir.
This is the number for pre-trial. Call them Monday, first thing Monday morning. Call your attorney Tuesday or Wednesday and be in court on Friday.
So, what I do, I walk out the door.
Is he gonna go back to the pit?
Yes. Andrea.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name? Ms. Sobreros. I am seeing you again, it looks like, on this Santa Cruz County warrant. It's like you've already been released on this and didn't show up in court. So what do we need to do to make sure that you get to court?
Your Honor, I think I spoke with Ms. Rivas before court. I think that the problem last time is when she was released, I think she was released ROR. I think there was some confusion about the court dates that were in, I guess, with the jail or the review hearings to make sure she had been picked up by Santa Cruz County versus the dates that she needed to actually appear in Santa Cruz County Court. I think her understanding last time that there was a court date set in Pima County, but I think that was not correct. I can certainly write down these dates for her. It'll be on our court paperwork. She does have a way to get to Santa Cruz County. This is a nonviolent property offense, theft of transportation, and an early prior, I think, is for personal drug possession as well. Given that, we would ask that you give her one more opportunity to self-report to Santa Cruz County.
So what you would have been told last time, ma'am, and what would have been on your paperwork is that you have to call them to get your next court date. If you don't do that, they just issue another warrant. Okay, so that information is again going to be on your paperwork. I'm going to give you another chance to do this. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear, and we're going to put on your paperwork how to get in contact with the court there to get that set up. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll put the number for the court in your court paperwork. I don't know it. But if something happens to your paperwork, just Google it and you can find it. Or call Santa Cruz Superior Court as soon as Monday morning. Okay. So, thank you.
Mendoza.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Julius Mendoza.
Mr. Mendoza, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of armed robbery and aggravated robbery. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you for today's hearing. The state is asking that I hold you on a $25,000 bond, plus pretrial services, given the allegations here. And I see, there's no holds yet, probation holds?
No, Your Honor, I just confirmed that with records.
Okay, all right, so on probation, it looks like in 2 different jurisdictions right now. Defense want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, we would ask that you consider release or a significantly lower bond. I understand the nature of these allegations, however, Mr. Mendoza's prior arrests have been for nonviolent offenses. Pretrial services was able to confirm that he has housing and he is employed through his girlfriend. So given that, we would ask that you consider release for a significantly lower bond.
I'll order a $15,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no firearms or weapons, don't return to the incident location, don't have any contact with any alleged victims. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. You should be hearing from your attorney soon, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Ms. Palmer.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Catherine Palmer.
Ms. Palmer, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of matters. You've got a new charge of arson of a property. And then you have a warrant out of justice court that we'll deal with next. As to the new charge, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you for today's hearing. The state is asking for a $10,000 bond plus pretrial services, given the nature of the offense and the failure to appear history. Defense?
I would ask that you consider release to pretrial services. I understand the nature of the offense, however, the allegations specifically are that she set fire to a fence. She does have a warrant pending in justice court, but that's just for a drug paraphernalia charge. This is her first felony arrest of any kind. Given that, we would ask that you give her an opportunity of pretrial.
Judge, when I looked at the aerial view of this property, the facts say, yeah, it didn't cause damage to the house and things of that nature. If it would have spread, the type of neighborhood this is, the housing or the houses are very crammed together. So if that fire would have spread across the whole fence line, it would have affected numerous other properties if it wasn't stopped, I believe. I'm not sure if it was TFD or the homeowner, you know.
Okay. All right, I am going to order a $5,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. And I'm gonna order do not possess any lighters, lighter fluid. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. All right, and then we've got this warrant out of justice court. This is for drug paraphernalia, leaving the scene of an accident with damage. Those are charges from 2022, and then a warrant issued when you failed to appear there. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you, and I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. And you'll be seen on Monday at 1:00 in the afternoon by video for your justice court matter. You understand all of that, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused.
Boss.
I'm doing
Sir, can I get your full name?
Ricardo Alberto Paz.
Mr. Paz, I am seeing you this morning on a charge of discharging a firearm in city limits. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is okay with you being released to pretrial services, so that's what I'm going to order. You need to check in with them when you get released, and I'm ordering that you do not possess any firearms or weapons. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
And you've got a preliminary hearing date that's scheduled for November 15th, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date, so it's going to be really important that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court, because if you miss your hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
You're excused, sir.
I'll pretrial Monday and your attorney Tuesday, Wednesday. Thank you.
Impossible to wake up. Right there, so it's impossible to wake up. The other guy, right?
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Nicole Puffer, Nicole Anne Marie Puffer.
All right, Ms. Puffer, I'm seeing you this morning because you have warrants, one out of Superior Court for burglary tools, burglary in the third degree, and theft of means of transportation. Those are allegations from August 13th of this year. Pretrial Services says that you had been previously released to their supervision and you stopped making contact with them, and then you missed your arraignment, resulting in this warrant. The state's asking that I hold you on a $5,000 bond on this matter. Did defense want to be heard on that?
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask to give her one more chance with pretrial services. She has no, this is a nonviolent property offense. She has no prior felony arrests that I can see for any kind of violent offense or offense involving weapons. Given that, we would ask that you give her one more opportunity to attend her arraignment out of custody.
Yes.
I'm going to order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Don't return to the incident location. Arraignment is scheduled for Friday, November 1st at 1:30. So if you do post that bond, ma'am, you'd need to be in Superior Court on that date, or that's going to be in front of me. I will issue a warrant for your arrest, and that bond would be in jeopardy at that point. And then you've got warrants out of Tucson City Court. Oh, and I'm appointing the public defender's office if I didn't say so on the felony. The warrants out of City Court are from 2022 and 2023 involving shoplifting, prescription drugs, and drug paraphernalia, and then warrants issued when you didn't appear in court there. On those matters, I'm going to order a $500 cash or secured bond. Order that you not return to any of those incident locations, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I will appoint the city public defender to represent you there. Your video review hearing will be on November 5th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You understand all of that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
All right, you're excused.
Okay, release.
Got it.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Mr. Scott, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. Sir, I'm looking at your history and it looks like you have absolutely no criminal history at all. You may be eligible for, you probably are eligible for a drug diversion program, which would be a really excellent thing for you, where you could participate in some treatment and have these felony drug charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. I also see it looks like you've got good employment and a good history. So are you interested in learning more about that program?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Right. So we're going to set what's called a smart court hearing. That's in Superior Court. You have to be at that hearing so you can find out whether or not you're eligible for that program. I think that you are, so you really want to get to that hearing. It's going to be a week from Monday. That is November 4th at 9:00 in the morning in Superior Court. I'm going to order that you be released to the third-party supervision of pretrial services. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And preliminary hearing, will counsel waive time on the PH?
Yes.
That'll be December 10th. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. You're excused. Good luck to you.
I'm sorry, what was the continued PH date? I apologize.
No problem. December 10th.
Thank you. Okay, 1 second. So this will be on your court paperwork also, but call pretrial first thing Monday morning. by your attorney Tuesday or Wednesday. This is the diversion hearing, November 4th, 9 a.m. Superior Court. That address will be on your court paperwork. This is when they'll let you know that hopefully you're able to enroll in that and that can get started, okay? But make sure to check in with these.
That won't be on my record or anything if I go to.
So as long as you,
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Hey, Taylor.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Scott.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Tamisha Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, I'm seeing you this morning on a number of different matters. You've got a warrant out of Superior Court for some felony charges of dangerous drug possession, narcotic drug possession, and drug paraphernalia. These are back from December 27th of 2022. It says that you were released to pretrial services and then did not maintain contact with them. So you missed your arraignment and this warrant issued. And then you also have 2 warrants out of Justice Court, also from 2022, both for shoplifting and a failure to appear there. And then there is a newer charge of drug paraphernalia from October 8th of this year. That one is being handled out of Tucson City Court. As to the felony charges, the state is asking for a $3,000 bond. Given the history of failing to appear and the fact that contact was not maintained with pretrial services previously. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, what else did you consider re-releasing her to pretrial services? I understand the difficulties that she was having when she was previously arrested, but that was in December of 2022. That was now almost 2 years ago. And she hasn't been picked up on this warrant or brought back in since that time, which I think would indicate that she has been able to achieve a bit more stability since he's not having contact with law enforcement. The allegations in this case are just personal drug possession. I think all the cases that she has pending, largely from also 2022, are shoplifting. And probably connected to her issues with substance abuse. Given the nature of the offenses, we would ask that you consider re-releasing her to pretrial services so she can attend her arraignment out of custody.
I would consider that, except for the recent arrest that just happened this month that also involves drug use and some other concerning allegations that there were children around at the time. So given all of that, I think it's appropriate to order bonds in these cases. On the felony charges, I'll order a $1,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And arraignment is scheduled for this coming Friday, November 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. Ma'am, if you do post that bond, you need to get to that arraignment. That's going to be with me in Superior Court. If you don't go to that hearing, I am likely going to issue a warrant for your arrest and that $1,000 bond will be in jeopardy. All right, and then on these Justice Court warrants, I'll order concurrent $250 cash or secured bonds. I will appoint William Parvin to represent you in Justice Court. Yes? Yes. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So it doesn't, any of these others? Okay. I'll appoint actually Douglas Taylor to represent you in Justice Court. Don't return to any of those incident locations from the shoplifts. And you'll be seen if you're still in custody by video on Monday, the 28th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the city court drug paraphernalia case, I'll order another $250 cash or secured bond. Appoint the city public defender to represent you there. If you're in custody, you'll have a video review on November 5th at 1:45. And if you were to bond out, you would need to be in city court on November 29th at 9:30 in the morning. Do you understand all of that, ma'am?
I think so.
All right. You're excused. All right, sir, when you get unmuted there, can I get your full name?
Anthony Villarreal.
Mr. Villarreal, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of aggravated assault with a simulated deadly weapon. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you've got counsel seated with you right now. I see there's a Department of Corrections hold. The state is asking for a $25,000 bond plus pretrial services. Given the fact that he was on release at the time and is facing mandatory prison time and prior felony convictions, history of violent or assaultive behavior. Defense?
And he's got a homicide prior, Judge.
Okay, thank
And
you.
you've done 2 years.
Yeah, I'm already
And you're,
finished.
Mr. Villarreal's parole was set to expire in 3 months. He has been able to successfully complete, I understand from him, the last 2 years while out on parole. He has a DOC hold, so he's not going to get out regardless. We just asked the court impose a significantly lower bond for time credit. In this case, keep him in June.
All right, I'm going to order a $10,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No firearms or weapons or simulated firearms or weapons. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. You should be hearing from your attorney soon, sir. You're excused. I don't know why I put that there. Sorry. Ma'am.
Wow.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Christopher Roger Wild.
Mr. Wild, I'm seeing you this morning on a number of different matters. You do have new felony charges of possession, narcotic drug possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on the felony matter, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. We're also going to talk about some warrants that you have out of misdemeanor court, both out of justice court and city court. It looks like there are 9 misdemeanor warrants. So given that failure to appear, the history. The state is asking that I hold you on a $1,000 bond plus pretrial services. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I would ask that you consider releasing him to pretrial services. I think the state did indicate on their recommendation that he's eligible for smart court. Given that, we would ask you give him an opportunity to appear for a smart hearing out of custody.
On the felony charges, I'm going to order a $500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 5th. But sir, if you were to post that bond, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You get a hearing at a later date. So again, if you post that bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll talk about your warrants next.
Your Honor,
Smart hearing.
smart
Oh,
hearing.
yes, yes, thank you. That will be November 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you.
All right. So out of justice court, it looks like there's new charges of theft and refusing to provide a truthful name. And then 2 warrants, both of them are for shoplifting. One's from shoplifting from July 6th of this year, and then one is for shoplifting and criminal trespass from August 12th of this year. On these 3 cases out of justice court, I'll order $250 cash or secured bonds on each of them and will appoint John Illis to represent you there. Don't return to any of those incident locations. And you will be seen on Monday, the 28th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for your justice court cases. And then you've got, it's like 6 warrants out of city court for charges involving drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, shoplifting. On those matters, I'm going to order another $250 cash or secured bond. We'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you there. And no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't go to any of those incident locations. And your video review will be November 4th at 1:45 in the afternoon with Judge Blue. Are we okay with dates? Ms. Johnson, did you wrote them all down?
I got them all.
Okay, great. All
Sorry,
right.
I wasn't sure you're.
Oh, no problem. All right, sir. You understand?
Held here in the jail.
He just has a question about his bond. But he's fine. He just had a question about if he was going to stay or not. I just explained to him he wouldn't.
All right. I think that does it, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.